Welcome back. We are about to dig deeper. You've learned about the arrays, you've learned about the variables, and now what we're going to do is we are going to make a new file. And I'm going to say lesson 5 loops and .php. And so we'll get over here, we'll get our page loaded. Oops. Lesson 5 loops. Okay, so we are going to, we'll grab these two lines up here. We're going to open up our PHP file. We're going to include the init so that we can have access to all the user spice functions. And the first type of loop we're going to go over is one that I don't use very much. So before we even do the loop itself, what's a loop? A loop is something that is going to do something over and over and over again until you tell it to stop. And that may seem weird, like you may think, why would you do that? And with for loops, I don't use them a lot in PHP. I use them more in C or when I'm programming an Arduino or something like that. But I'm going to show it to you anyway. And I'm just going to show it to you and hopefully it'll make sense. So if you're in Atom, you can actually just type in for and then hit the tab key. And what it's going to do is it's going to make this block of code here. And it's going to say for I equals 0, and then I is less than, and this is where you're going to put a number in there. So we're going to say 10, okay, and then I plus plus, okay. And so what would happen right now if I were to run this is absolutely nothing. But what this is saying is that you're going to start this loop off with I, and it just made up that variable. You can put whatever you want here. But I equals 0, and then it's going to go do whatever's in the loop. And then it's going to come up to the top, and it's going to say, is I less than 10? If it's less than 10, it's going to go through the loop again. And every time it goes through the loop, it's adding 1 to I. So basically the first time it goes through, I is 0, second time I is 1, and every time, as long as I is less than 10, now, so that means that not equal to 10, less than 10. So when I is less than 10, it's going to do whatever's in the loop. So the best way I can show you this is something like this. Let's say echo, and then we're going to say the number is, and then we'll leave a space there. And then just to be easy on this part, I'm going to say echo I. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to, since we're in HTML, we're going to say echo, and we're going to put in the break symbol to, we're not in HTML, but we're echoing HTML. So what we're going to basically happen, think about it before you go forward, what should happen here? So if I is 0, say the number is, and then I, and then line break. So think about it, you got it. So the page is saved, so I'm going to refresh the page, and now we have the number is 0, the number is 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 9. And so the idea of this is that whatever is in this loop is going to happen 10 times. It's going to happen 0 time all the way up to 9, and that's a total of 10. Now, obviously, you're generally not just counting. So, I mean, you can do basically any PHP code you want to do, you could do inside of this loop. So, I mean, I can put in here plus 17, and then all of a sudden, yep. And so basically, you know, you can do all kinds of math, you can do all kinds of logic. Normally, what happens is you're making a table. And so we'll just pretend like you're actually making some kind of table, like a table of your users or something like that. You don't normally use a for loop to do that, but that's the type of thing that you can do with a loop. I think we're going to end this video here because I think the for each loop is going to take a little bit more work.